It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. He's got the beautiful backdrop. You know what I'm saying? Everything's looking real comfortable and cozy here inside the Hall of Fame today. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams here today, man. Brad, how you feel, man? How you feel?
I'm feeling good, but you know what? We already have an early chatter in here I want to highlight, right off the bat. You know what I mean? Right off the bat, Hugh Kells has a question for you, Book, that I feel like people want to know. People want to know this.
No. The people may not want to know, but they gots to know.
They gots to know. And that is this. Book, I haven't been seeing the shine and the gloss lately. Where's the shine and the gloss? Do you have the gloss on right now?
I just got the color on right now. You know what? I haven't been putting any beard oils in or anything lately because I've been trying to let the beard grow. So I've been putting this product in there, and it's like a beard. It's called Beard Grow, and if you notice the texture, you know what I'm saying. The line is like way up here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that Rick Ross. Now that's what's going on. But I tell you what, I add some shine. I'll put a little gloss on it for you. And boom, we can pick up some new sponsors.
What's the name of the product?
Beard Grow.
Beard Grow. Yeah, I take a similar product called Beard No. I can't get this to connect, but it is what it is.
No, man, it's crazy. My hair is still growing like crazy right now, but even my wig's still growing like crazy, I'm getting up there, but for some reason I'm like Samson. My strength is in my hair.
That's right. That's right, man. Well, I mean, look, there's so much going on this week. And, we have reality wrestling. Live Golf's going to be in Houston. You're going to be at the Apex in the UFC. We had a lot of action going on this past weekend. I feel like, with our abbreviated episodes for our Houston listeners, the NBA Finals is going to be airing on this fair station, ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. So we want to make sure we pack in as much as we possibly can. So I don't know where we start. Do we start with Tyson going down?
Man, that's what we got to start. We got to start with Tyson going down. And the thing is, This could be a blessing in disguise. It could be a blessing in disguise because I said I didn't think Tyson would fare well after the first 2 minutes just because of Father Time and the old battery. It's like the Tesla batteries. They run at 100%. So, but as soon as you get 6 months down the road, they're at 68%. That's as much as they're gonna charge for you. And then a little bit longer, you got to get you a new one. That's the way it is. You see these contracts on these Teslas, you can't even sell it. You can't even sell it. You cannot sell. Well, that's the Cybertruck. You cannot sell the Cybertruck. If you bought it and went and tried to resell it, you can't resell it. You know what I mean? It's in the contract. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But no, man. But that's what I thought about Mike Tyson. So many people had so many high hopes, Mike Tyson, to come back and, be the Mike Tyson of old, be able to go back in time, be able to go back and rejuvenate, what once was back in the day. Knockouts, boom, left, right, hook, don't make no difference. You're going down if you get hit with one of them. So my thing was, Yes, I was wishing we could have saw something like that as well, but I didn't think it was hopeful. I really didn't. I thought Jake Paul was too young. 28 years old? 28 years old, longer, right? Got to be much faster faster of foot, just trying as far as the escape goes. Mike Tyson would have had to be search and destroy from the outset. And that's only going to blow you up trying to run around and catch. It's like trying to catch that chicken on Rocky. You know what I mean? Rocky won, right? Yeah, it's hard to do. So my thing is, I thought Mike Tyson would have had a rough time, and it could have been one of those moments to where we all could have been really, really, second guessing ourselves after the fight was over with. So I'm kind of glad.
Well, yeah, so it's postponed because Mike Tyson, for people who don't know, I guess aggravated or inflamed a stomach ulcer of some kind. I believe he was about to board a flight and then had an issue. And now they're saying the fight's postponed, and they're going to announce a new date this week by Friday.
Man, look, come on, Brad.
I'm dubious.
Yeah, come on. I think they should just let that thing rest, because my thing is this. Mike Tyson obviously went through everything he possibly could to get ready for this fight.
Right.
He had to go through some rigorous training. We saw some of the videos. all of that. You know what I mean? And that's the part I like. And and the thing is, this just goes to show you Mike Tyson cannot train the way he used to train just because of these internal problems that you get when you start getting older. It's just, a way of life. That's all it is. And the thing is, I don't think Mike Tyson is going to be able to train any different to get ready for this fight. I don't care how long they postpone it.
I agree with you.
Do that make any sense?
No, I agree with you. I think the postponement that they say they're going to announce a new date this week. We'll see if that happens, because I think that this would be a good moment for all parties involved to go, look, do we really, especially on the Tyson side, do we really want to go forward with this? Do I really need to make money this way?
Yeah.
So
much more money out there to be made for Mike.
Yeah.
It's so much more money, and it doesn't have to be inside the ring with gloves on. Just his name alone, Mike Tyson, and who he is as a character. Mike Tyson's a hell of a character, man. When you see him doing his show and whatnot, he's a hell of a character. When he did his one-man show, he's a hell of a character. So I just do not think Mike Tyson need to, revert back to having to go out there and, garner that person that he once was, try to recreate that and try to find that to where I'm sure he wanted to kill a person back then. And I'm sure Mike Tyson is in a different place right now. You know what I mean? So I think that's just that part alone, having to psych yourself up to go out here and beat a man up. Man, come on, man. Come on. It's a young man's game. It really is. It's a young man's game. And I say, let Paul go and find him one of these young fighters and mix it up with.
Yeah, I understand the truth.
Who was it? Somebody said they was going to, Ryan Garcia say he'll step in at the last second if he wanted to do something. You know what I mean?
So did his brother. So did his brother. Logan said he'll fight Jake if they want to save the fight.
No, what do you think about Ryan Garcia?
I think that that would be a bad fight for Jake. I mean, even though Jake's bigger, he's not at the skill level of Ryan Garcia. And would Ryan Garcia allegedly have any enhancements going into the fight?
It's unsanctioned. It's unsanctioned.
He wouldn't need any, I don't think.
You know what I mean? It's an unsanctioned bout. You could take whatever you want to take, Ryan. You know what I mean? You come in with the good stuff. But no, that's another story. But nah, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm glad to see the fights off. And Mike could still go out and do his thing and without having to go out. Like I said, I wasn't in agreement with it, and you knew that. This wasn't a fight I really want to see at all, just because of the legacy of Mike Tyson. Just fighting a YouTuber, let alone losing to one. It's Mike Tyson. This is it. This is the pinnacle. This is the holy grail of boxing. And to find himself in the ring fighting a YouTuber, nothing against Jake Paul. Nothing against Jake Paul.
No.
Jake Paul has parlayed his success, and he's done it very, very well. But we talking about, the top, the upper echelon of boxing, the guy that, when you see him across the room, you say, That's the real boy there. You know?
That's Mike.
That's Mike Tyson.
I feel that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy. You know?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. But there's still more in the world of combat sports to talk about. Not only do we have NXT Battleground, we got reality wrestling, Power Shift coming up. We also had Deontay Wilder fight this weekend. We had UFC 302 go down this weekend with a really great main event. But I think we got to take. Are we coming up on a break? I think we're coming up on a break.
Yeah, we are coming up on a break, guys. You are inside the Hall of Fame. Stick around, y'all. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Yeah, where should we go? Big fight went down this weekend, of course. UFC 302. 302, yeah. 303 yeah. Coming up with Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. I can't wait for that one because, man, that one right there. I kind of like got goosebumps a little bit about that fight right there. Seriously. Just because, I don't know. You know what it is? I don't think it's because Conor is coming back. Because for me, Conor got that effect like a lot of people had with Muhammad Ali back in the day. They wanted to see him, but they wanted to see him get beat. Yeah, it's one of those things. But that main event in 302 was awesome. But you was talking about Battleground coming up. This is to go home, guys. This is to go home. NXT is going to be off the chain tomorrow night, and I will be there. I saw a poll came out this week, top 10 poll of commentators, and Vic was like number 5. And nice. As far as how great of a job Vic has done with his colorful partner. That's what they said about me. Very colorful. I like that. But it said Vic has even been able to reel me in. That's how good he is.
Wait, so who was in the top 5?
I think
Cole's got to be in there.
I think Michael Cole was number 1.
Number 1, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think I didn't look past 5 and 1.
Jim Ross got to be in the top 5. Jim Ross might be number 1. I heard, I don't know if I should say it on air. I heard something about Jim Ross. He might be number 1 in everybody's book.
No. I mean, JR has always been that voice of that show, man, for so many years. And it's just, think about the moments. We always talk about this business. We talk about those moments. JR has been a part of so many people's moments throughout the history of this business. That goes back to, UWF for me. Here in Houston, we used to watch, UWF wrestling, and his voice was on that show. And then WCW, his voice was on that show as well. And, so yeah, JR definitely has to be looked at as, perhaps the greatest commentator in the history that ever did it. Seriously.
So as far as Battleground goes, there's a lot of interesting things on that card. I think the two that stand out to a lot of people, well, there's three. There's the NXT North American Women's Ladder match to declare that champion.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We had one of the combatants inside the Hall of Fame a couple weeks, or last week, Jada Parker. There's also the match that we didn't know that we could ever potentially see, Roxanne Perez taking on Jordan Grace, the TNA Knockouts champion and the NXT Women's champion. And then, of course, Trick Williams versus All Ego Ethan Page. Another match that we didn't think possible just a month ago. So which one of those stick out to you the most do you want to start with?
I think the, of course we can start with the ladder match, but I think we want to pick up on that in a minute. But just I was listening to one of my colleagues talk about Ethan Page and the way they brought him in, and perhaps they, saying that the thing with Roxanne Perez overshadowed Ethan Page's moment. Do you feel that way?
I don't. Not really at all, actually. I felt like it made it the Ethan Page thing. I mean, was not overshadowed by Jordan Grace. If anything, it helped bolster a really awesome episode of NXT that made a lot of people want to buy into that Battleground show.
That's the thing that I looked at it that exact same way. And we haven't talked about this or anything. I looked at it that exact same way because it was like, man, we're going to drop this on you. We're going to drop this on you. And we're going to drop this on you. And then we're going to top it off with Sexy Red. It was one of the, no, that's the way it felt to me as well. So when I say that about Ethan Page, boom, getting interjected right into the main event with Trick Williams in Vegas in this moment. For me, if I'm Ethan Page, I'm like, man, this is exactly the way I want to come back, right? Right in the mix, right in the middle of it. And so for me, that match right there has a lot of intrigue, man, just because the way it came together out of nowhere. I didn't even know it was going to happen. And the thing is, I honestly, and I talk about this all the time, man, as far as you like your name getting there before you do. Ethan Page is the guy that AEW really, really put a whole lot of stock in, right?
Right.
Am I being politically correct here? Am I saying anything?
No, I mean, I think that's just evident by his start and stop pushes and then kind of being pushed over to Ring of Honor, and not.
And the reason I say that is because when he popped up in NXT and boom, the camera finally revealed who he was, and I saw his face and I go, oh man, I knew exactly who he was. I didn't have to think for a moment. I didn't need any vignette to build him up or anything like that. I was like, oh man, it's Ethan Page. And it's because in AEW, he was very, very vocal. I talk to my students about being vocal all the time. He was a guy that wanted to be a front man. He was always talking. And you could tell he wanted to be the boss of his clique. That's the only reason. So I think the thing with Ethan Page and Trick Williams going into that match on Sunday, and the thing also, it's gonna really give me a chance to give Ethan Page a grade. I want to see how good he is. I want to see just how good this guy really is. All right, he talks a good game. All right, but for me, you got to show me. So with Trick on Sunday, I'm gonna be looking for the intangibles, and I want to see if Ethan Page has the intangibles to work at this level. And after Sunday, you guys will know, because either he'll be getting the thumbs up or the old thumbs down on Monday morning. Oh yes, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for that Battleground show, not only for Ethan Page and Trick, but Jordan Grace and Roxanne.
Yeah.
To me, that's the match that I want to see the most.
You know what? I'm highly anticipating that match just because of what Roxanne has been bringing to the table lately. I mean, her in-ring IQ has literally rocketed all the way to the top. I mean, her performances in ring, on mic has been a total step up. They say that championship make you so much better, and for her, it's definitely done that job. And for this match with Jordan Grace, that's gonna be, you know what I call it. It's gonna be a monster, baby. It's gonna be good. I can't wait to get to Vegas. I can't wait to get to that UFC Apex as well, man. First time in the building. Can't wait to see what kind of construction work the guys get in there and do. But it's gonna be pretty awesome.
Well, I some people are saying, and I know you don't want to book the show. I'm not going to ask you to.
Oh no, I'm not going to do that.
Some people are saying, what do you do in this position? You got two champions, representing their brands. Does Jordan Grace get one over on Roxanne, and then Roxanne go over to TNA and beat her for the belt that way? There's what I'm only highlighting that because this is what kind of makes matches like this exciting, is that you think of all these possibilities of the way that what could happen and where it could lead to, and then you could do this, you could do that, you could do that, and I already see people running with the TNA thing. Like it's a foregone conclusion. We're going to see more TNA crossovers. I'm not so sure about that. But would you be opposed to more TNA NXT crossovers?
I would hate for Jordan Grace to lose her title. Because she may never get it back. So I believe that right there. That's my conclusion on that story right there. I don't want to see that, man. But whatever happens on Sunday, I'm gonna be sitting there right at the booth, and I'm gonna be cheering for my girl, the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. Hey guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man, Brad Gilmore. And today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With Earnin, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
Earnin is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the Earnin app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last-minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make Earnin part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to Earnin.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download Earnin today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with Earnin now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to earn in, not just earn. Check it out, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Talking about a little battleground action going down this week in Las Vegas at the UFC Apex. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to get to Vegas. I'm going to be heading to Jacksonville. I got some work to do there on Saturday. So you guys in Jacksonville, you heard about me coming there, right? If you haven't, I'll be there on Saturday. So and then turn around and get on a flight, boom, head straight to Vegas on Sunday, and got a red eye out on Sunday night. I think I did get a red eye on Sunday night. You sure? You said it was no red eye out on only Friday. On Saturday.
Friday.
No, okay, yeah, I got one on Sunday. You sure? It was only. We'll talk about that later. That's another story. We booking flights now.
Now we're booking flights on the airtime.
we got time to be booking flights right now.
But let's talk about UFC right now, because you're going to the Apex. UFC 302. I thought was a fun card that was highlighted by a really, really good and compelling main event between Islam Makhachev defending that UFC lightweight championship against Dustin the Diamond Poirier. And Dustin Poirier is somebody who, I didn't know if he was as great as he is. You wonder, like, man, was he going to get another championship opportunity? Was he going to get another shot? That he did. And he looked prime and ready. He looked in phenomenal shape. Kind of even did his hair kind of to the Dustin Poirier of old, where he shaved it down real short and was ready to go out there and capture a world championship. Was not able to get it done. Got tapped out in the 5th round after having a stellar round 3 and 4, in my opinion. What was your reaction to this fight? What did you think about it? Where did Dustin go wrong, or is Islam Makhachev just that damn good?
Yeah, I was going to go with the latter there. I think the guy's just that good. Dustin Poirier is a guy, 35?
Mm-hmm.
35 years old. He's getting up there, man. We watched Dustin Poirier since Fightsville. That's when I first watched. I started watching Dustin Poirier. It was on a show called Fightsville. It was a documentary on Showtime, way back in the day. I saw this kid named Dustin Poirier, and man, you could just tell it was something about him. It was something special about this kid from Lafayette, Louisiana. And the reason I think I gravitated to him because I'm from Louisiana. And I'm like, maybe I got something in common with this kid. He's a fighter just like me. But no, and then to watch him literally grow up right before our very eyes in the UFC. We watched that kid grow all the way up to where, he is now 35 years old now in the UFC. And he did it, from one of those perspectives to where it was like the blue collar fighter. He wasn't the guy that was like extraordinary. He wasn't the guy that was special. But he was like Rocky Balboa. He's going to fight you. He's going to figure a way how to win. He's going to outlast you. He's going to catch you with a big shot. Something's going to happen. And he rose all the way to interim champion. He never became legitimate full, champion in the UFC. But to go as far as he did, being a kid that came from where he did, has been extraordinary. He's an exceptional dude. Dustin Poirier, even in his loss, which could be his last fight inside the octagon he was talking about, he did such an awesome job, and I'm so proud of that dude. I really am.
I think that he was an underdog for a reason. Not only was he fighting the champion, you're fighting a guy who's had one loss in his career. For Dustin, those first couple of rounds, they started out like I thought they were going to. When you see Islam Makhachev fight, it's very reminiscent to Khabib Nurmagomedov, same style in their approach inside the octagon. And he was taking him down. He was getting him down, and then he was putting him in really bad positions early on. I mean, there were several times, especially in that, I think it was the first or second round, where Dustin Poirier is literally on his back, with Islam beneath him, trying to hook his arms, get his arm around his neck. I mean, he was fighting for his life, quite literally, in those first 2 rounds, just trying to get him off of him so that he could maybe mount some sort of offense. And then in round 3 and 4, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed to feel like Dustin started to figure out how to block that takedown and how to really kind of anchor his feet, spread his legs, keep his hips down and not allow Islam to bring him down anymore.
He just never got out of position from that point. He always was in position. He always found himself to get square and get under Makhachev. And the thing is, I thought, with Islam, when he shoot, if it doesn't happen quick and you didn't get taken down, like that, he could defend it. And I think that's what happened. I think Dustin Poirier, he may not have been a guy that was more energized in that fight than Islam, but I really think his heart came into play more than anything else in that fight. Dustin Poirier's heart was not going to, stop beating. He refused to lay down. He just got caught in that 5th round, and he just got caught by the better man, who I really felt like, with Khabib in his corner, it was no way that Islam was not going to go out and take a chance that final round to try to get this fight over with. You know what I mean? I know they didn't want it to go to the scorecards or anything like that, even though he perhaps could have still won the fight. But I just feel like with Khabib Nurmagomedov in your corner telling you, and scolding you at certain points, you're going to do exactly what you need to do to go out there and finish that fight. And he did it. And when he caught Dustin in that choke, man, I could almost feel the air leaving his body all the way to the point to where he tapped and fell asleep right at the last second. I don't know if you caught that, but Dustin literally went to sleep for a fraction of a second and woke up. It was a hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight, Dustin Poirier.
It was a hell of a fight, and to me, if it is the last time we see Dustin Poirier in an octagon, what a hell of a career. But it kind of pains me as a fan of his, even though he was I believe he was the interim lightweight champion at one point, but never the guy, never won the title. He had 3 bites at the apple: Khabib Nurmagomedov, Charles Oliveira, and now Islam Makhachev. Each one of those times, he got submitted twice with a rear naked choke.
Some good guys he's fighting, though, man.
Great guys.
Some really, really great talent.
The reason they're world champions.
It's a reason why. I mean, to mix it up with those guys, that still confirms, affirms, his greatness and how far he made it in this business. It really does. It really does.
What is his legacy if this is it for Dustin Poirier?
I think Dustin Poirier is a Hall of Famer, man. I really do. I really think just like I say, the growth that we saw with Dustin Poirier, the wins and losses, never losing 2 fights in a row, always being able to bounce back, always putting himself in championship position, just like putting himself in championship position from this fight after fighting a young kid who was supposed to pretty much put him out to the pasture and go out there, and Dustin just dust him off with a, big left hand, right hand, boom, it's over with, I'm back in line. The next thing you know, you get a title shot. A lot of guys don't want to fight Islam Makhachev. No, there's not too many guys going to be stepping up to really want to fight him. I really don't see that, but for Dustin, that's just what kind of guy Dustin Poirier really is. I'm serious, man. That's what kind of guy he is. I give him so much credit, so much love to that dude, man, because he fought his way. Nobody gave him anything inside the UFC. Nobody gave him anything. He pretty much worked for everything that he's gotten and built down in Lafayette, Louisiana, too, because I heard he's like a big deal down there.
Oh, yeah.
No, but that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing to be able to parlay this success, being one of the best in the UFC from a little small place like Lafayette, Louisiana, definitely, he's definitely got to be like the mayor there.
Yeah, he got a hell of a hot sauce company too. Dustin Poirier does. So, shout out to him and all of his other endeavors. If it is it for him, I agree with you. He's a surefire Hall of Famer. Gave us some of the most memorable fights and moments in UFC history. I think you're going to remember his trilogy with Conor McGregor. It's going to be something people talk about, especially that second fight where he knocked him out and dominated Conor. Even the fight with Justin Gaethje for the BMF title that he had.
Even the third fight with Conor.
Oh, the third fight you'll remember for Conor breaking his leg.
It's still talking crap with a broken leg.
Tell your wife to get out of my DMs. Like, calm down.
We got to take a break, man. We got to take a break, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame, man. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. You know, the most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book, and let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long-lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, grundles, and even those stinky crevices. We all got. It's aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We got any super chatters?
We do have a super chat right now. This one comes from B. One day I turned on wrestling and King Book had somebody kissing his big toe.
Bobby Lashley, perhaps. Perhaps John,
Robert,
perhaps John Cena, perhaps one of those guys. Yeah. I made a lot of people bow down back in the day when I had my crew running around with me, Finley and Sir Regal. What a hell of a crew, man! What a hell of a crew. I love the night that I had to knight Finley and Regal. I had to make them knights.
What do you remember about it?
Oh, it was just such a great night. I knight you, Sir Regal. And what I remember the most about it is JBL talking about it's like, Paul McCartney when he was made a knight, and what's all kind. JBL was the best, man.
I was about to say, he killed it in those days.
God, man, he was the best when I was King Booker. He really made that thing work. I think more so than anything. I loved him on commentary when I had to make my walk to the ring. He would just be making. I don't know if he wrote that stuff or it was just stuff that was just stuck in his head. Because he was like, Charmel. If she was a queen in the of the modern era back in the day, she would be like the Queen of Sheba.
How have we had this show for as long as we've had?
Okay, he wasn't, he wasn't just made king. He fought for it like Hercules. Like this fool, crazy. I love it.
how have we had this show as long as we have and never had JBL inside the Hall of Fame?
I don't know, man. We definitely gotta get John in, man. It's one of my best friends, man. Went to Korea with John, one of my first tours I ever went on in the business. He's got a photo of it in his book, with me with some Zubas on. I think I got a fanny pack around my waist.
You're looking like a wrestler, man.
You want a muscle shirt, But it was fun, man. We had so much fun. We tag teamed over there against these guys. One of them was like the big boss over there. He was like the Hulk Hogan of Korea. And John and I both had to go out and take his finish. It was crazy. Man, we had so much fun, man. So much fun throughout our years. So yeah, we'll definitely get John in.
Let's get John in. Now, a couple other things I want to shoot by you before we wrap things up for the day. What do you make of Deontay Wilder? And what happened with him in his in his fight that he had over the weekend, getting knocked out, something that is a rarity. Normally he's the one doing the knocking out.
Yeah. Zaylee Jean, that's a name that really I wasn't really that familiar with. But he obviously got game. But one thing about it, Deontay Wilder, he at times in that fight he looked very good. It wasn't like he went out and just got knocked out. I mean, he got knocked out in the 5th round, of course, but he didn't just go out there and get dominated in the fight or anything like that. At times, he had his times. Let's just say that he had his moments in the fight where it looked like he could have got that big guy out of there, but just didn't go in his favor. One thing I can say about this fight, it was in Riyadh. So
yes,
yeah, Deontay Wilder got a big bag. So no one should feel sorry for Deontay Wilder right there, other than, where does he go from here? But I remember another man who went out there after, one of his greatest moments, and then, shortly thereafter went out and got knocked out. And as soon as he woke up, he said, "Where's my $25 million?" And his name is James Buster Douglas. We never saw him again, but I'm sure he's sitting on a bag right now if he's just, collecting the interest. I'm serious. You know what I mean? So now no one should feel sorry for Deontay Wilder.
But since 2020, he's had 5 fights, lost 4. And that goes back to the second in the Tyson Fury trilogy, and then again the Tyson Fury Joseph Parker at the end of last year, and now this fight. I guess where does this put him in terms of the conversation in boxing, especially in the heavyweight division, to where if you go back before the second Tyson Fury fight, I mean, he was the heavyweight division in a lot of ways. He was the champion. He was dominant. He was knocking guys out. We saw Luis King Kong Ortiz's spirit leave his body in their second fight. And now he's, coming off, he's, 4 out of 5 fights he's lost in the last 5 years.
Yeah. Come on, man. Deontay Wilder, he did good, as far as, the way he started in this game. He wasn't the guy who picked up boxing when he was 5 years old or anything like that. He picked up boxing late in the game. And he parlayed his success, very, very, very well. I give him a lot of credit. But Deontay Wilder, he never beat a championship quality fighter. He never beat one of those guys. He beat a lot of tomato cans on the way up. A lot of them were good fighters, like King Kong Ortiz. A lot of those guys were good fighters. But a lot of those guys were bums. Literally, a lot of those guys were bums. But I do give Deontay Wilder a lot of credit, because me personally, I couldn't go out there and beat any of those guys. Deontay Wilder worked his ass off to become the top dog in the heavyweight division. But you got to understand, when Deontay Wilder was really, at the top of the game, just really wasn't a lot of guys out there. Wasn't a lot of challengers. Wasn't a lot of guys that, could really, really compete with him. all that right hand that dynamite that he had in that right hand. So no, man, give him a lot of credit. But is Deontay Wilder a Hall of Famer? Nah, not in my book.
What to me is more disappointing than anything is we did get Wilder Fury, which was a fight a lot of people wanted to see. Never really got peak of their powers at the same time. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, which is something that a lot of people wanted to see. Do you think that fight ever happens?
You know, it could happen now. You know, because Deontay Wilder gonna need a fight.
Yeah.
You know, one thing about Anthony Joshua, you know, I think he's a guy that's going to be looking for a fight as well. You know, he needs a guy that he can go out there and really start promoting off of. Deontay Wilder might be that guy. Look, man, I'm ready. Get me back in the game. You know, one of those type of things. You know what I mean? So, nah, man, I can see something like that happening. I can see something like that happening.
Yeah, because neither one of them, I mean, have had the biggest headline fights. I mean, other than the Usyk fights that Anthony Joshua had, he had the Ruiz, 2 fights, where he lost unexpectedly and then got it back. But they've been fighting in Saudi, both of them, for their last couple fights. Last time we saw Anthony Joshua was against.
Yeah, but a lot of people thought Francis Ngannou really was going to do something to Anthony Joshua and everything. A lot of people really thought that.
He got touched up, man.
You probably was one of them.
I wasn't one of them.
Don't
put that on me.
No, I'm just saying. I said probably was one of them. I didn't say you was. All you got to do is defend yourself and say, "Nah, man, I wasn't one of them." You ain't got to get hot about it.
It wasn't me, man.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
Seem like you guilty about something. You know what I'm saying? But no, like I say, Anthony Joshua definitely a guy that needs somebody to campaign on, and I really think that fight could be a draw too, especially if it's in Vegas.
Vegas is good, but what I was about to say, they've both been fighting in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh.
Will it be the main event? Yeah, if it's Saudi or somewhere, it'd be the main event. But if it's over here,
that's a main event. Of course, it's a main event. What fight are you putting on after them? Like, what card are they going to be on where they're not the main event?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't know.
Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua isn't a main event.
The undercard of Bud Crawford or something like that with somebody.
No,
just saying, man. That the game has changed, bro. The game has changed.
Amazon Prime or any of them will throw them a nice little contract if they want to fight one another. They'll get them. That's a main event.
All right.
That's a main event.
Look, man, look here. Deontay Wilder ain't no. I mean, you just said it a second ago.
He's not what he once was, but doesn't mean that's not a draw.
Wait a minute. How you gonna be a main event and you just lost 5 of your last 6?
4 of your last 5.
4 of last 5. I mean, come on. How you gonna be a main event?
Your name still got value.
His name ain't got no damn value.
How you gonna be a main event?
I told you I walked by the guy right downtown. Nobody was flocking to him. It wasn't like, the champ is here. The champ, we got to get out of here, man.
That's a crazy take.
You see, you about to bet. Look here, guys. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, except Brad. Get your champagne wishes and caviar dream today. Like I always say, peace, love. We out.